Welcome back to Studying the Greats. Today, we're diving into a hotly debated topic. Could Michael Jackson have been on the autism spectrum, specifically Asperger's? This idea has sparked endless discussion online, but what does the evidence really suggest?
That's a fascinating question. While there's no clinical diagnosis, many fans and experts have speculated based on his public behaviors. For example, Michael was known for his eccentric mannerisms, like frequent hand gestures and avoidance of direct eye contact traits that often appear in people with Asperger's.
It's true. And before we jump to conclusions, let's clarify. Autism spectrum disorder encompasses a wide range of experiences. Asperger's, in particular, is associated with social challenges and repetitive behaviors. But can we really connect MJ's quirks to this condition? Or are we seeing what we want to see?
Great point. It's easy to retroactively apply labels, especially to someone as unique as Michael. However, the consistency of certain behaviors, like his precise, repetitive hand movements, does parallel common coping mechanisms in autism, which we'll get into in just a moment.
Let's zero in on those iconic hand gestures. Fans often noticed MJ's hands were almost as expressive as his voice. Could these movements be more than just showmanship?
Absolutely. In autism, repetitive movements like hand flapping or fidgeting often help individuals manage sensory input or anxiety. Michael's gestures could have served a similar purpose, whether consciously or subconsciously. Interestingly, these movements also became part of his stage persona, blending artistry with possible self-regulation.
Kind of like how some musicians have signature moves that started as nervous habits. But do we have any direct evidence linking MJ's gestures to sensory sensitivities? Or is it just speculation?
There's no definitive proof, but it's noteworthy that his gestures were present both on and off stage, even in tense interviews. That suggests they weren't just performance tactics. A 2019 study in the Journal of Autism and Developmental Disorders found that 76% of adults with Asperger's used repetitive motions in stressful situations, so it's within the realm of possibility.
And of course, Michael was constantly under intense scrutiny, which could have amplified these behaviors. As we transition, let's talk about another aspect often discussed: his facial features and eye contact. Michael's mesmerizing eyes were legendary, but he was also known for avoiding eye contact, often opting for sunglasses during interviews. How does this fit into the autism conversation?
Avoiding direct gaze is quite common among individuals on the spectrum. The sensory overload or anxiety caused by eye contact can be overwhelming. In fact, a 2022 survey found that 60% of autistic adults reported discomfort with prolonged eye contact. Michael's tendency to avert his gaze, especially in stressful or public settings, aligns with this pattern.
That's intriguing. But what about claims that certain facial features, like larger or more expressive eyes, are more prevalent in people with Asperger's? MJ's eyes were certainly striking.
There's some research suggesting subtle facial feature trends in autism, but nothing definitive. Michael's appearance captivated fans worldwide, but attributing it to neurology is a stretch. It's more about how he used facial expression. His expressiveness could signal heightened awareness of nonverbal cues, possibly as compensation for social communication challenges.
So, it's a mix of nature, nurture, and maybe a dash of celebrity charisma. Let's pivot to how these traits might have influenced his social relationships, especially with family and peers. Michael's social interactions were often described as unusual, sometimes blunt, sometimes intensely shy. There's that famous clip where he tells his sister LaToya her voice is irritating. Is this lack of filter a sign of autism, or just sibling honesty?
It could be both. People with Asperger's sometimes struggle with social tact, leading to unintentional bluntness. However, sibling dynamics are notoriously candid. What's interesting is that Michael's gentle demeanor often softened the impact of his words. Another hallmark of the spectrum is difficulty with nuance, but a strong sense of honesty.
And yet, despite these quirks, he built deep connections with fans and colleagues. Does this challenge the stereotype that autistic individuals lack empathy or social skills?
Definitely. Recent research debunks the myth that autistic people lack empathy. Many experience emotions intensely, but struggle to express them conventionally. Michael's philanthropic work and heartfelt performances suggest a deep emotional core. His social struggles may have been more about navigating complex, high-pressure environments than a lack of feeling.
So, whether or not MJ was autistic, his life highlights the importance of embracing neurodiversity. For our listeners, what other artists do you think might have been on the spectrum? Let us know your thoughts, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the minds of creative legends.